Do you fall off of every tee pad that you throw a drive off of? Do you have to check and make sure that there's not a cliff at the end of this thing in fear for it being game over for you? If so, you probably have a problem with what we call forward drift. So if your throw looks like this, or if it looks like this, I've got a drill progression that will help you out. Let's get started.
Drop.
So the point of the brace is to stop our momentum, our forward momentum that we generated during the walk up. So that's to say that when this foot plants, it needs to plant, and our brace needs to be so effective that it stops us from drifting forward like that. Another way to say this is we want to make sure that when we plant, our momentum doesn't carry us on top of our front leg like this. A couple reasons we want to stop that forward drift. One, we want to create a stable base underneath us so that we can accelerate the upper body so we can throw fast without leaking power. So if you haven't heard it before, the analogy I use for the brace is you cannot fire a cannon from a canoe. The brace is there to create stability. And if you're standing on top of your front leg, there is no more stability for you to throw against. We want that brace to stop our forward drift as quickly as possible to preserve as much energy in the system as possible. Second reason is for follow through and kind of safety purposes. If you end up on top of this front leg and you're here with the disc, by the time you want to follow through, all of your weight is bearing down on this front leg. So it doesn't want to pivot. It's got to fight really hard to pivot. So we want to stay back behind that so that when the disc is coming out of our hand, we can pivot. We can release this plant foot more easily so that our knee doesn't just take a huge hit when the hip goes, I'd like to turn, and the foot's like, well, I can't turn because this guy's standing on top of me. And your knee goes, well, I guess I'll just snap in half. That's why we want to stop our forward drift. First thing you're going to need is a stack of discs. Then you're going to place it on the ground in front of you. You're going to grab whichever one's on top. You're going to get in your athletic stance with your head and your belly button over top of the discs vertically. You don't have to like literally be on top of it like this. I'd like for your head position to be over top of it. Now I'm going to throw, and I'm going to try to keep my head here. If I can't do it from a standstill, you're definitely not going to do it from a walk up with more momentum. So I'm here trying to stay right on top of this stack of discs. And you don't have to throw super fast here, moderate throw. Over the stack. Now, I would caution you, when we're practicing stopping forward drift, we're in a standstill, but we're not practicing standstill drive form, right? So we're not doing a shift back in here. We're not trying to bring that momentum into this. We're just trying to contain our momentum right now. So no shift. You should just be evenly distributed here. Okay, now I'm gonna work that back into a one step here so I can have a little momentum in. It doesn't have to be perfect alignment here. If my head ends up behind these discs and I'm centered, I'm just gonna make sure I stay in the same spot. So this is just a reference point. I'm gonna chunk it real quick. Correct. Correct. After that, I would work it into 3 steps or a full walk up. All right, I'm just gonna practice my walk up, make sure I get kind of close to this. Gonna chunk again. Again, just wherever I hit, I'm gonna try to stay. So if my head starts on this side of the stack, I'm just gonna try to keep it there. If I'm over it, great. If I'm past it, I'm gonna try to make sure my head doesn't bob and weave too far forward. Good. Okay, now I'm gonna try to do it without chunking it. That's pretty decent. I'm still doing moderate throws here, so I don't have a huge follow through. If I was throwing a massive throw and I was stopping like this and my arm was bouncing off of here, okay, that'd be problematic, right? But I'm not putting too much into these swings right now. So my arm's falling through, kind of no problem for the amount that I'm going. Now I'm gonna go on to a couple full throws, full follow throughs, and see if I can just stay over that spot, And then I will allow my body to carry me up onto my front leg. So if you're here, you can feel this. We're stopping. Disc is gone now, right? So disc being gone, I don't need a brace because I'm not putting any more energy into the disc at that point, right? So as soon as the disc is gone, my arm will kind of pull me up onto my front leg. And I'm gonna let it, okay? But I want to feel that when the disc is in my hand, after I plant, that I'm staying here. So I wanna feel this kind of like stop, throw, and then being dragged up top on my arm, right? Tough thing to distinguish in the beginning, but you wanna find this kind of stop, and then arm pulling instead of you just stepping through the shot. Here's the stop with the arm pull. After you do that a little bit, I would encourage you actually to try it the wrong way. I would encourage you to step through the shot and don't hold up on top of that disc, just to feel kind of the extreme there. Because this isn't an all or nothing proposition, right? It's, you can stop better than you stopped previously. It doesn't have to be, oh, I stopped, or no, I didn't stop at all. You're probably somewhere between 0 and 100. So just small improvement here. Here's the wrong way, just trying to feel what it feels like when I do the opposite and just step through. Stepping through. That's usually why people step off the front of the tee pad. And you see pros kind of here, where their foot might be kind of sideways. All right, now I'm gonna work it with an accuracy component. So I'm gonna go on to one of these deathly tee pads over here, and I'm gonna just focus and have kind of an idea of not falling off, of just planting and trying to keep my body back behind it, not stepping past the tee pad. Seems simple, I know, but these external cues are really helpful. So I'm gonna try to throw up this gap up here without falling off this tee pad. Keep going. Ooh, good kick. You don't have to pick a hole that has death on every side if you miss. This was just the closest one to the field that we're filming at. Skidoo. Nice. Let's try a full drive. Hey, I'm gonna call that good enough. That fairway's like maybe 8 feet up there. I need practice. You need practice. I need coaching. You need coaching. overthrowdiscgolf.com. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out. All the best.